Hello there everyone, welcome to a new video. It is me, Desiree, and we're here today with another entry in the series, 2 reviews, 1 palette that I'm doing with Kitty Cat Beauty. If you're unfamiliar with her, we are doing a series across our channels where we're both reviewing the same palette. It's been super fun for us to do it. I will leave her video and her channel, all that stuff linked down below. I talk about her regularly here, so you should know who she is by now. So today we're both reviewing a very exciting palette from Physicians Formula. This is the Ultimate Murumuru Butter Collection. It has all of this stuff in it. It's a big ol' honkin' palette. It has all of the butter stuff that they have in their line, all of the bronzers. It has all of their blushes. It has all of their highlighters and all of the, I'm assuming those are all of the eyeshadows. And then it has all of the lip creams here on the bottom, and then it comes with a mirror. So this was $40. I got this on the Physicians Formula website. They were running a promotion. I happened to, Kitty Cat Beauty actually sent me a coupon code for 50% off. So I got this for half off. I got it for $20. It's freaking crazy good value. So this is what it looks like. It is plastic. Pretty sturdy, big old chunky palette though. Doesn't have a click closure or anything, but I mean, you'll have no problem keeping this closed because it's pretty heavy. So when you open it up, this is what it looks like. So this is what mine looks like. I have been using it, so yes, it is messy. It has all the bronzers here, then all the eyeshadows. There is a plastic little sleeve. I'll talk about that in a minute. But then you pull open each of the drawers like this. Here's all of the highlighters, and then your mirror pops up right here. I haven't used the mirror. Your lip creams on the bottom, all the blushes here, and then let's see if you could see me over this palette. Then it all closes up like that. So I'm gonna swatch all the eyeshadows, highlighters, blushes, I don't know, but I will swatch those two. So first thing here, when you open this up, I'm gonna take these plastics off because it's gonna keep being reflective. It has a little piece of plastic here with a little piece of tape on it. This little tiny piece of tape here holding the plastic closed. And every single time I use this, so this plastic thing just gets in the way, but it does keep the powders from touching when you close it. Okay, that little sticker needs to go. The thing that bugs me about these windows, you have it open like this, you're most likely using it flat on your table. And then when I go to close it, the corner of the plastic always hits one of these, and like, I don't know if you could see, it like took a big chunk out of that one. I don't know why, they just bug me. They get really dirty, they're really ugly to look at. And then, I mean, you could see, this is a messy palette, but I've also been using it. And then the eyeshadows, with the same thing with the eyeshadows, you got to pick up the little plastic piece. Okay. And there's a better view there. So this smells wonderful. It smells like the butter products, which I used to hate. I used to hate that smell. And now it's nice to me now. Let me take these plastics off so we can just start looking at the palette. I think, considering how chunky this palette is and how big it already is, I think they could have afforded to put a little plastic on a hinge that you can just flip back and forth like this. I think it would have been a lot better than the plastic pieces because I find them so annoying. Anyway, so here are all of your bronzers. The 4 on the top here are the ones I tend to use the most for me. And what I end up doing with these is I just kind of get this brush and I kind of just bounce it like this in whatever bronzer it touches. I just hit it like this, put it on my face. I am wearing the bronzers up here today. I don't know why, I just kind of like doing that. It's just kind of like a dabbing it in there and putting it on. These work really, really well. They're a really nice bronzer. They blend really well. They have a nice, like, I don't want to say a sheen. They're not flat matte though, and they're really lovely. These two here on the bottom, I cannot get to work for me. I mean, of course they are deeper. They have a lot more pigmentation. They freaking are so hard to blend for me. They get patchy, they stick. I tried these ones here this morning, and over here it would just like, it stuck on my face. I had to get another brush and blend it out. It ended up blending out fine, but the darker ones on me do not blend the best. But the bronzer is a bronzer. This is a bronzer that I hated and then loved and then hated and then loved. I recently decluttered it. It just wasn't working anymore. I think I just had it too long. But I'm glad to have it back in my life. I do really like this bronzer. I think it deserves pretty much all the praise that it gets. People love it, and I think it's for good reason. I mean, the shade range I think is all right. A couple of these, like these two here, have a lot of shimmer in it. It almost seems like an eyeshadow. But let's set that down here. You know, once you blend it on the skin, though, obviously you're not going to be doing it in the big old concentration like that. And it does look nice on the skin. I do go with that one sometimes just as a nice little, like, shimmer on the, not shimmer, but just like a nice sheen on my skin. So the top section here works great for me. These two, not so much, but I think it's just because they just don't work for me. The eyeshadows over here. So, oh boy. Okay. These eyeshadows, there's a mixture of mattes and shimmers, and then these odd formula chunky ones here that I think are so odd. The mattes are wonderful. I am wearing these eyeshadows on my eyes today. The mattes are great. They are soft. They are pigmented. They are blendable. I don't know if you'll be able to see here, but they do, I don't know. They do kick up a little bit of powder. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. So be gentle with your brush. Don't like dab in super hard. Do a little bit at a time. Tap off the excess. They are pigmented and they are blendable, and the mattes are wonderful. I have had no issues with the mattes at all. I think they're great. The shimmers, on the other hand, oh my god. They are not very good for me. I personally don't love them. I'm going to swatch this out. I think I'm going to do rows like this. So let me swatch out the first rows, and then I'll just talk about them as we're going. Whether these, do these have names? Hello, cat. I'm trying to do something. Please don't mess it up. They do have names. I'm not really interested in looking up the names, or I don't really care about eyeshadow names, actually. It doesn't matter to me. That's the first row there. Like I said, oh, these mattes are just wonderful. This really awful one here. Ugh. The purple one doesn't have a ton of pigmentation, but there they are there. So that second row is these right here. This one is one of the worst ones in the palette. It is like chunky. It's like a weird, the formula on this just doesn't work for me. I find it really, really hard to get on the lids. It looks nice in a swatch, of course, because terrible eyeshadows always look really good in swatches. But I just don't love those ones that much. They're chunky. They don't really work. I don't know. They just don't work for me. A couple of these shimmers, like one I swatched just now, and then this other one here, are really, really good too, but the application process is a little bit hard. So the ones I swatched right now are these ones. These two here. So this one is really pretty. The pigmentation is decent, but it takes forever to build up on the lids. And then this one here is really nice too, but it's like a chunky kind of texture. Like when you touch it, it just kind of like chunks up in the pan. Go easy with that one. But that really wonderful, like super orange here is beautiful. I keep trying to like refrain from using that so much because I just think it's so pretty. All right, let's swatch the next one. This row here also has another shade that is kind of like, takes forever to build up on the lids. It's the one I have on my lid, like the lighter part here. It is this one right here. It's really, really pretty, but you have to just build and build and build and build to get it to look like this on your lid, which I don't mind for the most part, but you know, I don't mind for the most part, I guess. But it's just, I don't know. Wasn't what I wanted it to be. Still pretty. These purple ones are a little hard to blend on the eye, like crease and up here. And the same thing with these blue ones. But blue, I feel, is always just like that in general. Kind of hard to blend. So I tend to use those. Like I used one of the purple ones on the lower lash line today. I used the blue one of these ones, on the inner part of my eye on a little flat brush. Eyeshadows like that I can't get to blend normally, I always use in like a smaller area where I could just kind of like target the color, and always on the lower lash line. Anything that does not blend on your eyelid will always work on the lower lash line no matter what. And then this is the last row here. Two of the worst colors are in this row. Ugh. Okay. Okay. They look okay in a swatch. So this one right here, can you see how chunky that is? That one, and then let me re-swatch this green one here so I could show you what it looks like. This one right here looks really pretty. If you kind of like make it swatch really nicely, it looks great. It is one of the grossest, chunkiest eyeshadows. These two here are so awful. I cannot get them to look nice on my eyelids. I can't get them to not have a bajillion flakes of fallout. just not very good in overall. So the swatches of the palette, I mean, see for yourself, they're really nice. Like I said, the mattes are wonderful. The shimmers, not wonderful. I got eyeshadow all over my pants. These shimmers are not wonderful. You can get them to look nice on your lid. I do use a couple in the crease. So today I'm wearing the white one here. I got all over the lid up to the brow bone. I have never put eyeshadow on my brow bone in, I was going to say years. Has it been years? But I saw somebody do that in a video recently and I was like, oh my God, I want to do eyeshadow up to the brow bone. So I did this one all the way. This one here is the one I have like in the crease. I also got this darker one here just to darken out the outer corner. I have this one here on the lid, and then I don't remember which one it was. I think it was this blue one here on the inner part. And then lower lash line, I used some of this purple. That's kind of faded now, but you know, it looked nice on the lash line earlier. So, cat's right there by my feet. Those are all the eyeshadows and the bronzers. I like the bronzers a lot, at least the top portion. These two, like I said, a little patchy on me. And then eyeshadows, mattes are home run, shimmers, very hit and miss. So next on the inside are all the blushes. These are wonderful. I have tried a couple of these blushes before, like in the compacts, and a couple of them, like the shade is different. The name is the same, but they changed the shade, but kept the same name. So what, I don't know which one it is in here now. Today I'm wearing this one right here. I think it is so pretty, like a perfect, nice little peach apricot-y blush. I think it's so nice. The only one that doesn't look that great on me is this one here because it is a little bit more a cool tone. Looks more of like a contour, like type shade, you know, those kind of shades. But the rest of these I really like. This one here I think looks a little more like highlightery, but I don't know. So I guess those two right there are my favorites. But these here are so good. So, so good. They're not overly pigmented. They are so pretty. I've been having so much fun with those blushes, just mixing and matching. You know, mixing a couple of shades, trying different ones. I'm super happy with those blushes. And I'm super glad they were in the palette. Because I love having this set without having to buy all the blushes, buy all the highlighters, buy the bronzers, and having those big old chunky compacts. I would rather have this one big chunky palette and have all the stuff in it. So super happy with the blushes. I mean, look at the eyeshadows. They're like chunking all over each other. I don't want to swatch the blushes. I don't know. Maybe I'll swatch a couple. I'll swatch the one I have on today anyway. I just don't want to like give them hard pan for no reason. You know what? Let's swatch the blushes. I'm already doing it. Let's do it. Some of these do look metallic, like in a concentrated swatch, but don't be afraid of them. I'm so glad I swatched these now because these are really pretty. Okay. Those are all the blushes. Like this one here might make like a metallic eyeshadow. It doesn't look like that on your face. It's just more like a nice sheen, like a nice glow, and not a metallic, you know, eyeshadow type of blush. These are super, super pretty. I was so thrilled with the blush selection. So let's move on to the other side. So underneath the bronzers are the highlighters. These are creams. So I'm glad they were underneath one of these here. So I have a couple of these cream ones in the compact. I have one of these white ones and then the pink one, or one of these. I don't remember which ones I have. But I decluttered one of them recently. I feel like it was this one. I don't know why. But I did keep the white one, and I do really love this formula. I have the white one on today, if you can see it, up on my cheeks. I just put it on. I put it on with a denser kind of brush because I just felt like it was nice to pat it on like this. These are creams. They blend on super nicely. I think these even go really well on top of powder and foundation. Like, they don't mess up your makeup. They're so good. And I'm so glad to get all of these in this palette because I really like this formula a lot. It's not like a cream to powder type of formula. It's just super creamy and wonderful. I think it's a great formula. Definitely one of the best things Physicians Formula has. And this is not a brand that I really enjoy all that much. And these are all the highlighters. As you can see, they're super creamy. Like, I wasn't even doing heavy swatch, like getting a ton of product on here. So if you use these, start slow and then build up if you want more, because they're super intense on the face. And yeah, they're lovely though. I'm super happy to have those in there. And then, is it on this side? It's on the blush side. So then you have, there's some powder in there now. The lip creams, as you can see, they are untouched. I don't have any interest in using those. I'm not a lip product person. I couldn't tell you anything about them. But I know Kitty Cat Beauty probably used them and is probably going to swatch them and talk about them in her video. So I would say, I would direct you to her video if you want more details on those, because they're just not something I personally want to use. As you can see, there is powder inside of there. So, I mean, as well as they designed this and tried to keep everything separate and powder from getting on the creams, I mean, it's still just a big old powder palette, and as you're dipping around, the powders are not firmly pressed in this palette. They are kind of soft. The blushes don't kick up at all when you're putting a brush in them, but the eyeshadows and the bronzers do for sure. So, you know, there's going to be powder in there on the bottom. Let me wipe that off now that I'm talking about it. So overall, my thoughts on this palette are good. I really like having this. I have had so much fun over the last few weeks. Not few weeks, at least the last couple of weeks, trying out all of these things. I've made an effort to use every single blush, every single bronzer, all the highlighters. I didn't use the super dark highlighters, but I even tried the dark bronzers. I don't work for me, but you know, I've had a lot of fun with the eyeshadows, even though they're kind of hit and miss. Lip product's not my favorite, but I'm really happy with this palette overall. And Physicians Formula is not one of my favorite brands. They do more misses than hits for me. Their packaging is just over the top chunky and weird. And it's just not a brand I enjoy all that much anymore. And it used to be one of my favorite brands. So let me put those plastic things back in there. But if you have tried out this palette, let me know what your thoughts are down below. I would love to know what you think about it. Is it worth the money? Great value? All that kind of stuff. And if you stuck around this long, guess what I did? I bought 2 of them because it was such a good deal. They were half off. I bought one to give away in this video. It is in here all bubble wrapped, ready to go. I know, who am I? I'm doing 2 giveaways. I never do giveaways on my channel, but I'm doing another one because why not? It's fun. It was a great value. Why not give one away? And I loved so much reading the comments on the brush giveaway video. To enter, you have to be a subscriber, and the video back then was to leave me something you're looking forward to this week, and I freaking loved reading the comments. It was so positive and so nice. Loved it so much. So if you want to win this palette, you want to enter in the giveaway, you have to be a subscriber, and leave me a comment down below telling me something good that happened to you in like the last couple of months or so. Something good, something exciting, a promotion, you had a baby, whatever. You moved, you're excited. Tell me something you're really, really excited about right now, or something great that happened to you, because I had so much fun reading those comments. That's what you got to do to enter this giveaway if you'd be interested in winning this palette. But for now, I will direct you on to Kitty Cat Beauty's video, and that's it. Thanks for watching this video. I know it was super long. Thank you. I appreciate it. I will see you later in another one. Bye.